So good morning everyone. So today I'm going to explain you about the thermal power plant. So the thermal power plant is very simple, and here the power generation plant mainly consists of alternator which runs with the help of steam turbine. So introduction. So here we go with a thermal power plant which is going to convert the heat energy of coal into an electrical energy. So here generally in India we use the coal are used as a fuel of boiler. So to increase the thermal efficiency, the coal is used in the boiler in the powder form. So in coal thermal power plant, the steam is produced in high pressure in the steam boiler due to burning of fuel. So this steam is further superheated, and here the superheated steam that enters into the turbine and rotates the turbine blades. So the turbine is mechanically so coupled with the alternator so that it will rotate with the rotation of the turbine blade. So after entering into the turbine, the steam pressure suddenly falls, and as of turbine steam pressure falls, then corresponding volume of steam is increases. So after imparting the energy to the turbine rotor, the steam passes out of the turbine blades into the condenser. So in the condenser, the cool water is circulated with the help of pump. So in this way, the thermal energy can be converted into an electrical energy with the help of coal. So the thermal power plants constitute 75.43% of the total installed captive and non-captive power generation in India. So in thermal power station, coal, oil, natural gas, etc. are employed as primary sources of energy. So let us go for the working principle of the thermal power station. So this is the block diagram layout of the thermal power station, where it is consisting of the boiler where the coal is burnt and we get the steam from this boiler, and there that steam is given to the turbine, and where the steam is touches the blades of the turbine, and the turbine blades are rotated, and that is connected to the shaft of the alternator, and as the shaft of the alternator rotates, then we get the supply electrical energy output. So whatever the steam utilized in the turbine, again that steam is condensed in the condenser, and there will be a cooling circulating water pump flowing through this condenser so that that steam is condensed to water, and that is pumped through the economizer, and again this water which is heated water in the economizer is again pumped through to the boiler. So in this way, the thermal power plant is going to run out. So for better, so let us go with step by step how the thermal power plant is going to work. So first, the pulverized coal is burnt into this furnace. So in this boiler, the pulverized coal is there and that is burnt. So after burning the pulverized coal, there the water is flowing through the pipes, and there from that we are going to get the heat steam. So the furnace of the steam boiler. So this high pressured steam is given to the turbine. So the steam is passed through the superheater, and where it is further heated up, and this superheated steam is then entered into the turbine at high speed. So whatever the steam developed should be on a pressurized steam. So it is again converted, it passed through the superheater, and there we get a pressurized steam, and that is strikes the blades of the turbine. So after rotating the turbine blades, the steam has lost its high pressure. So whenever it touches it, the blades of the turbine and the output of the turbine where the steam lost its high pressure. So this passes out of the turbine blades and enters into a condenser. So whatever the steam output of the turbine steam is entered into a condenser. So in the condenser, the cold water is circulated with the help of low pump which condenses the low pressure wet steam. So with the help of pump, we are going to flow through, pump the water through the condenser. So where we get the low pressure wet stream. So this condensed water is then further supplied to a pressure water heater where the low pressure steam increases the temperature to to of this feed water. It is then again heated in a high pressure heater where the high pressure of steam is used for heating again. So this is a cyclic process goes on in a thermal power plant. So the turbine in thermal power station acts like a prime mover of the alternator. So this is the total working principle of the thermal power plant. So here we go with the main equipments. What are the main equipments in this thermal power plant? So that is coal handling plant and pulverizing plant, boiler, turbine, condenser, cooling towers and ponds, feed water heater, economizer, and the air preheater. So we go through with each and every explanation of these equipment. So first of all, it is of coal handling plant. So here coal is transported to power station by rail or road and stored in coal storage plants and then pulverized. Pulverized is nothing but it is crushed into a powder. So here the coal is transported from rail or road transportations. So the function of coal handling plant is automatic feeding of coal to the boiler furnace. So automatically whatever the coal we required for the boiler, that coal is sent to the boiler furnace. So a thermal power plant burns enormous amounts of coal. So a 200 megawatt plant may require around 2,000 tons of coal daily. So we require a lot of coal to get an electricity. So next, pulverizing plant. From coal handling plant, it is going to the pulverizing plant. So in the pulverizing plant, what is done? So whatever the coal is there, that is pulverized. That is, it is crushed to in a small sizes or in like a dust. So carried out to the furnace in a steam of hot air. So here it is having a stream of hot air is given to this pulverizing plant where we can crush the coal. So pulverizing is means of exposing a large surface area to the action of oxygen and consequently helping combustion. So we get the help in the combustion. So where the coal is burnt over there. So pulverizing process consists of three stages, that is feeding, drying and grinding. So these are the three stages which help in the pulverizing plants, which are feeding, drying and grinding. So next is boiler. So from the pulverizing plant, it goes to the boiler. So the function of boiler is to generate steam. So what is the function here? The boiler, it is used to generate the steam, right? At desired pressure and temperature. So by transferring the heat produced by burning of fuel in a furnace to change water into steam. So mainly in a boiler, and it converts water, heated water into a steam. So after we get a steam from the boiler, that is given to the turbine. So what is the function of the turbine over here? So in thermal power plants, generally three turbines are used to increase the efficiency. So there are three different types of turbines are there. So that three types of turbines are high pressure turbine, intermediate pressure turbine, and the low pressure turbines. So here we use an high pressure turbine for this system. So next we go after going to the steam goes to the turbine. It touches the blades of the turbine where the blades of the turbine rotates, and after touching it comes out of the turbine. The steam is coming out of the turbine is given to the condenser. So here what does then the condenser does? So the surface condenser is shell and tube heat exchanger where cooling water flows through the tubes and exhaust steam fed into the shell surrounds the tubes. So whatever the steam is there that surrounds the tube, in the tubes the cooling water is flowing continuously. So as a result the steam condenses outside the tubes. So whatever the heated steam is there, that is going to be condensed in this condenser. See here, there is a hot water, hot well, it is coming out. So here the steam is going inside. Okay. So here water outlet. So here an vacuum, and in this pipe there is a water inlet where the water is going through these pipes like this. And here in this shell, the steam is coming in. So after it touches these tubes, cool watering tubes, then the steam gets condensed and we get an output here. And from the condenser, the cooling water towers and ponds. So the condenser needs huge quantity of water. So to cool the steam, we require large amount of water to condense the steam. So most plants use cooled cooling system where warm water coming from condenser is cooled and reused again. So here we require a lot of water. So whatever the water utilized it, again it is reheated and again it is reused in the condenser. So whatever the water coming out, so that is again reused and again it's sent back to through the condenser by cooling it. So cooling tower is a steel or concrete hyperbolic structure with a height of 150 meters of the plant. So here we feed the water. So what is the feed water heater? So after from the condenser and cooling towers, there it is sent to the feed water heater. So in feed water heating, what happens? It improves the overall plant efficiency. So by feed water heater, again it heats the water, again it sends to the boiler. So there the it is converts into the steam, and here so overall this feed water heater increases the overall plant efficiency. So the thermal stress due to cold water entering the boiler drum are avoided here. So the quality of steam produced by the boiler is also increased in this steam feed water heater. So next, after lastly it comes to the economizer. So here in this economizer, flare gas is coming out of the boiler carry lot of heat. So whatever the gas is coming out of the boiler, your boiler is heated, so there the gases are coming out of it, so it is too hot. So an economizer extracts a part of this heat from the flue gases and uses it for heating feed water. So whatever the from the flue gases we get the heat, so that heat is collected and again it is sent to the heat the water. So it is like in a cyclic process where in the thermal power plants always goes on for cooling and heating purposes. So here in this we can save the coal consumption and higher boiler efficiency also we can get it. So here in the air preheater, again we go with the air preheater. So the function of air preheater is to preheat the air. So whatever the heated air is there, again we have to preheat the air. Again we are heating the air. So before entering to the furnace, by utilizing some of the energy left in the fuel gases. So now only I said fuel gases, we are getting hot gases. So that hot gases is used to heat the feed water again. So again here also we are going to take the hot gases exhausting from the flue gases, and that hot gases are used to preheat the air. So after flue gases leaves the economizer, from the economizer it leaves some further heat can be extracted from them and used to heat incoming heat. So whatever the incoming heat is there, that can also be increased by using the economizer output. So cooling the flue gases by 20 degrees centigrade increases the plant efficiency by 1%. See how the cooling gases from the cooling of flue gases 20 degrees centigrade, which increases the efficiency by 1%. So now whatever the waste till now we have explained about the coal which is used for heating purpose. So here that coal heating purpose, but after heating there will be an ash developed in the boiler, and that is here the waste generated, and that is controlled in these two methods, that is ash handling plant and water handling plant. So ash handling plant, what it does, so the ash from the boiler is collected into two forms, that is bottom ash and fly ash. So what is the meaning of bottom ash? So it's a waste which is dumped in ash pond. So it is not at all useful. So that waste is dumped in a pond, ash pond. So they where the water is there, and in that water the ash is dumped. So fly ash. Fly ash is nothing but which is separated from the flue gases, especially. So here from the flue gases we are having the fly ashes. So from the hot gases again some fly ashes will be there that are separated. So water handling plant. So water in a power plant is used for production of steam for rotating turbine. Okay. So what is why we are using here water in a power plant? So it is used of production of steam. So water is boiled and from that we are getting the steam. So that steam makes the turbine to be rotated, and that is one of the purpose of the water. Next is cooling purpose for cooling of various equipment. So the whatever the condensed steam is there that is cooled. Okay, so here the heat gases are cooled by using the water. So water is recycled and used for various purposes. Let us say how it is. So it is the raw water, normal water is taken for cooling purposes, for steam, for condenser, and then whatever the water we get it out. So about 4 cubic meter water is lost per day per megawatt. So for 1 megawatt, 4 cubic meter water is lost in the thermal power plant. So let us go for what are the advantages and disadvantages of the thermal plant. So the advantages are the fuel used is quite cheap. So whatever the fuel we require, we are using in the thermal plants is very cheap. It is a very less cost and less initial cost as compared to the other generating station. So here the initial cost, whenever we start the thermal any power plant, so we have to install everything. So the thermal power plant cost less. So it can be installed at any place. So wherever the coal is transported, there we can install. So in for hydel power plants, wherever the water is required, there only we have to install the power plant. But thermal plant power plant is not like that. So wherever the area is good and where the coal can be transported, so there we can install the thermal power plant. So the coal can be transported to the site of plant by rail or roads. So what are the disadvantages over here? So coming to the disadvantages, it pollutes the atmosphere due to producing large amount of smoke and fumes. Whenever the coal is burned, there will be a large amount of gases evaporated, and due to that the atmosphere is polluted. So higher maintenance cost and operation cost. So whatever, so we have to require maintenance cost and operation cost is very large. So huge requirement of water. So water is more important for this, and there we require huge amount of water. So in this way, we can explain the thermal power plant operation. So in the next module, we are going to see how to operate an hydel nuclear power plants.